Let's look at the two passages. First, in Romans 3:31, Paul makes clear that what he's teaching about faith does not nullify the law, but rather establish the law. So when he's talking about the law there, he means the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, within which is the teaching, beginning at Genesis 15:6, that we are justified by faith, that we come into right relationship with God first by trusting him, and it's out of that that our works flow. So that's his point there. What I'm teaching about faith, he's saying, that doesn't nullify what the Torah teaches. In fact, that establishes it because it puts it in its proper place. Also in that context, he explains that the role of the Torah was not to make people righteous, but to show them their guilt before God so that they would need to turn to God for mercy and forgiveness. So in that sense, we're properly understanding Torah thereby putting it in its proper place rather than nullifying it. Now, what about Romans 10:4? The key thing is the word telos there. Aside from the fact that it's ludicrous to think that Paul would contradict himself within the very same letter of careful teaching to the Romans, we have to ask then, what does that word telos mean? Telos can mean end. Telos can also mean goal. We get the word in telescope and things like that. So what Paul is saying is not that Christ, Messiah, is the end of the law for everyone who believes. So once you believe in him, that terminates the law. No, rather, Messiah is the goal to which the Torah is pointing so that everyone who believes in him can be justified. So he's really saying the same thing in both of those places. By rightly understanding the role of the Torah and by rightly understanding what the Torah teaches about faith, it establishes it, and we see that the Messiah is ultimately the goal to which the Torah is pointing. Once we take telos and instead of translating it with end, translate it with goal, the objection disappears.
The Hebraic Roots Conference will be held this fall, October 13th through the 15th. This conference is free, but space is limited, so please register your attendance online at HebraicRootsConference.com. Or you can call 952-657-7879.